Welcome to my podcast, Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. I'm so excited you are here. You will hear some incredible stories about how people are serving around the world, how they overcame a struggle, how they serve. These shows will give you an edge in business and your personal life. I believe serving over sales will help you grow in so many ways. And now, about our incredible sponsor, Info. Info is a web app that puts your business on people's cell phones when you meet people online or in person. They can engage with your business or send out referrals with a button click, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The power of business is connecting with more people. Remember, your network is your net worth. Info will do this for you. I would love to help spread the word about these shows, so please subscribe to this podcast and find us on all your podcast platforms. Please share with anyone you know who could benefit from our shows. Please enjoy the show. Welcome, everyone, to another incredible episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. And I have a fellow Italian here. Yes, I am Italian. And Joe, I met a few weeks ago. We've had a couple of discussions. He's true a servant, and he's serving in the industry or the category of sales, which, as you know, I talk about all the time. You need to serve. Serving is selling. You serve first, you can sell. Joe, welcome to the show.
Hey, it's great. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Oh, I'm excited. Let's get into it. Why sales? Why did you get into sales? To help people with sales?
Well, to start with, we were $350,000 in medical debt, losing everything. And I had a job during the day. So part-time, I started to learn to sell in a part-time business. And there was really not good skill-based training. And so it was a lot of motivation, a lot of strategy, a lot of kumbaya stuff. And I really needed some skills. But then what I found out was even the people teaching skills, it was very transactional. And I knew sales had to be more consultative. So we got involved in sales. We hit our head against the wall. We, did a lot of wrong things, but we needed to do it. So we persevered. And that's where it all started.
It's interesting. We talked earlier, and I've talked before when we met, coaching people how to do sales calls on the phone. Yeah. Let's delve into that. Not a lot of people talk about that.
Well, because not a lot of people want to train it, and not a lot of people want to do it. And that's our uniqueness, is we do outbound sales training live. So when we're in a training room, whether people come to our boot camp or I go into a corporation, there's going to be a portion of that training. We're going to actually get on the phone. We're going to spend probably 5 to 6 hours in messaging and scripting that's very consultative. So we literally have messaging for navigating the gatekeeper, how to get return phone calls, how to get to decision makers. It's very consultative. Usually in a call session, we'll do about 70% conversion to appointment. We'll get through 90% of the gatekeepers. Okay. And so we really have a high conversion rate, but that's because it's one of our niche areas.
Yeah. I love that because scripts are so key, whether it's a call, whether it's a one-on-one in a Zoom, a networking meeting, any of those type things. It's so powerful. Phone coach, that's what comes to my head, but you do more than the phone.
Oh, absolutely. The phone is the byproduct. I mean, that's kind of like the hardest part. That's the hardest part for people to deal with. But we have our Rapport Mastery Sales Training Program actually been ranked 3 years in a row by Global Gurus #1 in the world. It's the complete sales cycle, and it's very consultative versus transactional, because 86% of sales happens between the 6th and the 8th contact. 67% of the people in the world are slow processors. So we're more into rapport building. So we spend a lot of time on communication skills, listening skills, messaging, negotiation, priority and time management, how you do a meeting, whether it's live or virtual, that is consultative. So it's the complete sales process.
Let's jump into consultative. I understand it, but I like to because we have a wide audience here. Right. Let's delve into that and simplify it a little bit more so the audience can understand, because it's a powerful tool.
All right. Consultative sales is getting the potential buyer to talk more about their needs, their challenges, their desired results, their timeline, not ours. We have a 5-step process in our sales meeting. I can do it in 5 minutes. I can do it in an hour out, but I never void the 5 steps. So it's really, if they're doing 80% of the talking, okay, then really you're filling a need. You're solving a problem. You're not selling a product.
Right. I love that. Thank you. And relationship building is similar to what you're saying, whatever you want to call it. You're a sales coach, but you haven't said sales, but just one time phone sales. Is
Well, and it's not that I don't like sales. I love what I do. However, the world, when they hear the word sales, the hair stands up on the back of their neck. But if you're really thinking in terms of, does this person have a challenge I can solve? Okay. If they have a challenge that I can solve, it's up to me to show them how we can solve it. And then if they trust us and they believe we can actually do what we promise, then the one of the most important aspects of sales is, what is their timeline, not ours.
Yep. Yep. I love that. One thing I talk to people about is asking for the sale. Doesn't happen enough. I'm sure you delve into that. Let's delve into that a little bit.
92% of professional salespeople, I read an article, never ask for the sale.
92. Wait a minute. You said 92%?
92% of sales professionals never ask for the sale. 93% of sales professionals never call back, never follow up after the first no answer or no.
Wow. How important is asking for the sale then?
I mean, right there. I think when people think about asking for the sale, they're still thinking transactionally. Okay. Instead of saying something like, so Jim, have you gone through the proposal? Did I hit the mark? Are you ready to move forward? I mean, it's not like pulling teeth, but you have to ask questions. And too many people in selling are telling instead of asking.
Yeah, I'm going to borrow that one. Telling instead of asking. You hear that, audience? I love that, because we don't tell people what to do. We don't convince people what to do. We help share. We ask. I had a great question for you. Oh, regards to your coaching. I know you do corporate. I know you do. But let's get into that a little bit. Your program, because I love what you're doing.
All right. Well, our coaching program, first of all, I'm not a life coach. I'm an executive coach. I don't get into people's personal issues. Okay. I don't have that gene in my body. All right. I want to keep things professional. So if you're looking at our business model, we have about 10 ways that we can work with clients. Some people want to come into our sales boot camp, or we also have another vertical. We work with speakers, coaches, trainers, and consultants, not on how to talk, but how to monetize their business. So we teach them the business side. So whether somebody's coming into our boot camp, or I'm going in to do corporate training, or we're working with them virtually, that's training. I also do keynoting. But then I do coaching one-on-one, and I do corporate consulting. Like I'm working with a number of my clients on a new program I just kicked off called Strategic Momentum. It really gets everything vertically aligned in a company, gets their strategies aligned with their skills, and makes sure they're doing the highest revenue producing activities.
I love that, because if you don't have sales, you don't have a company.
No.
It's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Let's talk about serving tied to sales. This is doing business with servant's heart. We've talked about, but I'd love for the audience here, your thoughts on that.
Well, first of all, I think serving is that client there for me, or am I there for them? That's number one. Mm-hmm. In other words, when I go in to train, let's say I'm coming into your company to train. Hours before you ever get there, I've already been there. I met with the hotel people, even though you may be putting on the event. I'm working with the production people. I'm making sure everything works. I may readjust the whole room, and nobody knows I'm doing this, because it doesn't matter if you're putting on the event or I'm coming into the event. The event has to happen at peak performance. So I'll do all the background work, and I don't need any credit for it. I don't need anybody pouring my water, carrying my books. I'm there to solve their problem. They're not there to solve mine. And I also have philosophy. I don't care if it's the cab driver or the CEO of a company. I treat everybody with equal respect. And you don't know who you're walking down the hallway talking to. You don't know who that person is. So I just think if we have that servant mentality of everyone needs to be treated with respect, I think it goes a long way in business.
It absolutely does. That's a no-brainer. You've thrown a lot of tips, a lot of golden nuggets here, Joe. I'm loving it. Shout out how they can get a hold of you. I'm sure people are going to want to reach out to you.
Well, I want to first give away a gift. Let me give a quick
Yes,
gift.
please.
If everybody will take out their cell phone and go into their texting message, they're going to put the word Sales Edge, SALESEDGE. Some phones will break it up, put quotes around it. It has to be one word. Text it to 55678. That's going to take you to a Pici and Pici link. Hit the link. First thing that's going to pop up is all you have to do is give an email. It's going to give you a free masterclass on the eight non-negotiables or essentials of sales success. That's one thing. Second, you can call me. You want a complimentary cup of Joe? 407-947-2590. Go on my LinkedIn, send me an invite. It's me. You'll see me. I'm always dressed in black. I'm pointing at you, Joe Pici. My website, www.piciandpici.com. I invite you to get in touch with me. I'm not going to try to sell you anything. We'll have a complimentary cup of Joe, and maybe I can give you a few tips along the way to help you get where you want to go.
I love it. And you can't serve any better by giving away something free. I tell that to people all the time. Find out what you can give to somebody.
Right.
And they're going to remember whether they become a client. We lose sight of, Joe, you hit on Jimmy Smith here, but Jimmy Smith might have 5 people go, hey, you got to go talk to this Joe guy. That's why you serve people, build those bridges, because you never know how we all can help each other.
Right.
Let's go into a quick journey. I become a client of yours. So I'm a corporate. I have a company with 50 sales guys, and I've come aboard to work with you. Let's let the audience see that journey of what you do to get me started.
Well, first of all, it's how we got there. Whether you contact me or I contact you, my simple value proposition, I help companies generate better leads, book more appointments, close more business. Now, after I go through the core story, I send you a proposal. As soon as I'm going to give you a free coaching point. As soon as I hit send, I call you up and I say, did you get the proposal? Can you open it up? Now, based on what you wanted in my discovery, I designed the training around that. However, I will not do a live sales training without live calls, because that's where the training pays for itself. That's our uniqueness. We're not the best there in the world, but that is a competitive edge for us. So now, depending on if you're coming in or I'm going there, I'm going to get there and we're going to have designed it. I bring all the materials and we're going to start at, in other words, I don't go in and do a one-day event. If you're looking for generating leads, booking more appointments, closing more business, negotiating higher fees, you can't get that done in one day. Yep. So I'll customize the training based on what they want, and then we do it. Now, post-training, they have access to me. Do we have post-coaching? Sure we do. I mean, right now on our second business called sellmorevirtually.com, which is a membership platform. Okay. One of the things, I'm out there every Thursday night, masterclass, mastermind, but we have a 14 course, 53 module on demand sales training course. So it's called the Rapport Mastery Virtual Sales Program. And so that's another leave behind for companies. And we also do the private coaching. A lot of times after I go in, I may coach the CEO, I may coach the CFO, I may coach the director of sales, I may coach the foot soldiers. But whatever they want, that's what we provide.
I like no cookie cutter approach.
No,
it's always personalized to each individual part of that company.
Sure it is.
Because each CEO is different, each director of sales is different, each manager is different in each company. What's one of your greatest stories from a client? I know you have a lot of them.
How about a potential client? How about a client that turned into a client?
I love, let's tell it. Yeah.
I'm really big on scripting. And a guy said to me the other day, well, my people don't like scripts. I said, look, the best actors in the world are Italian. Pacino, Brando, De Niro, and they're all scripted. So I'm on a plane. I'm flying from Orlando to LA, and the client booked the flight. So I'm on the middle seat, and I'm really not built for the middle seat. And the guy next to me wasn't built for his seat either, but he's uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. We got a 4.5, 5 hour ride. He goes to sleep. I'm reading a book. He wakes up right over Las Vegas is when the plane kind of shifts. That's when it's time to go. So, hey, good morning. Can I buy you a cup of coffee? He goes, yeah, great. We get coffee. And I go, so where are you headed? He goes, I'm going back home. I said, really? What brought you to Orlando? He said, a convention. I said, whose? He said, mine. Now I'm thinking, why would you come to Orlando when you got Vegas so close? But who am I to ask?
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, so what do you do? He said, I have a manufacturing company. You own it? Yes. What do you manufacture? Venetian blinds. I didn't know they still made Venetian blinds. So then I gave him the Colombo. I said, well, can I ask you another question? He said, sure. I said, how many salespeople do you employ? He goes, 30. That's a big company. Now, here's the most important thing. I know I don't have a lot of time to go through my whole process.
No.
We got about 7 minutes left. I go, what are 3 things that absolutely you want your people to get better at and you can't live with right now? And he yells, don't take me there. Picking up the phone, booking appointments, time material management, and closing deals. And he looks at me, he goes, you know, Joe, I've been doing all the talking. What do you do? Now, I didn't say I'm a best-selling author. I'm an international speaker. I said, we specialize in helping sales professionals book more appointments on the phone, manage their time and territory better, and close more deals. And he goes, what's the chances I'd be sitting next to you? Then he said, do you travel? Yes. What would it take to get you to LA? A check. Now, I don't have time to go through proposals. I mean, we will never see each other again. Got it?
Yep.
He said, well, what does something like that cost? I said, well, how important is it to you? He says, it's our lifeblood. I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. And I threw out a big number. All expenses, materials for everybody, and a very big 2-day. It's a 2-day. He goes, good. He said, let's look at our calendars. We do. We pick dates. And he says, okay. He says, send me, and I pull a contract out of my bag. We sign a contract. And I said, well, this will go on my calendar in pencil. He said, what'll turn it to ink? I said, a deposit. He writes me a check for 50%. That's the power of scripting. I don't sell sales training, coaching, speaking. I sell results, benefits, and solutions.
That is one of the best stories in my 40 years in business I've ever heard.
It's true.
And it was a big one. It doesn't sound like it was a small one. Yeah.
No. Look, if I'm getting on a plane, somebody's paying.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Value is value. That's serving. If you're serving like crazy, you get value for that. And I love that story because in your head, it sounds like the whole time you're like, I got a few minutes here. I got to script this properly. And you did. You got right to his pain point. Correct?
You know, I don't believe you can teach charisma or talent, but you can teach processes, skills, messaging, and communications.
That's what you do.
Yep.
Interesting. You've got a lot for me and the audience to think about. It's powerful. And you're so passionate and humble about that. And I love that about you because you're right. It's the other people go, I wrote 5 best-selling films and books, and I've got 10 million clients. I work with Google, and people could care less.
No, they don't care.
No, they don't.
The only thing they care is what can you do for them? That's it. And here's the thing. I think we complicate sales. I was talking to a coaching client today, and I'm coaching a couple of his people that are working with him. And I told him, I said, you got the wrong people. I said, don't spend another dime coaching these people. Why? I said, they want to market. The marketing's done. You need sales. They don't want to sell. And, you know, marketing is great, but I believe you sell first and learn your target market before you invest in marketing.
Here, the best people will sell before they've got everything done, because what you need is money to build that marketing, to build your staff.
Yep.
Sales has got to be number one and build after, which sounds backwards, but it's not. It's
Not
you
at
know,
all.
if you've got a, like you sold that guy, he had no idea what you did, except that you help with the sales.
I don't need a title. I need what's in it for them. And so on day 2 of our sales boot camp, we only allow 24 people, or all different industries all over the country. It's 6.5 hours to get to their target market, to build out the messaging. So then we get on the phone on day 3. It's unbelievable the amount of appointments we get.
Yeah, and you do it live right there. So
live, right in color,
right,
buddy.
So those sales guys are getting calls and sales right there in front of you.
Right in front of them. Right in front of us. We've closed hundreds of thousands of dollars in business during the training. So our goal is always, whatever that company or individual has invested, before the training is over, they've made it back.
Can't beat that ROI. People jump forward to do that. Let's talk about real quick about a book. Got any books that you've read that you're obviously expert?
This is not a sales book, but it is a great book. Leadership and Self-Deception is an absolute great. That's by the Arbinger Institute. Phenomenal book on why people make excuses, why they don't accept responsibility. Okay. And first, though, I will caution people, the first time you read it, you're going to be mad at me because you're going to think I'm trying to gig you. I'm not. It was painful when I read it first. But then it's going to help you understand, why do people not take responsibility and cast blame? I would recommend that as a tremendous book.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, Joe, we're running close out of time, and you've given out so much for my audience. I appreciate that. I want to thank you for being on. Let's do another quick shout out, how they can get a hold of you.
Well, once again, 407-947-2590, or my email is joe@PICIandPICI.com. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Send me a message through LinkedIn. I will call you. We'll have a conversation. We'll have a cup of Joe.
Got a question for you before we go to the end here. What's your definition of sales?
My definition,
not Wikipedia or the reader. Your personal.
It's find their challenge, find their desired result, find their timeline, and fill their need.
Absolutely perfect. That's what I wanted you, the audience, to hear. Exactly. Two Italian brothers thinking alike. Again, thank you for being on the show. Let's leave the audience with a tip, something that's helped you through your journey that can help them through their journey, either personally or professionally or both.
Well, I think more than anything, if you're being sales, you have to have this mindset. Find the prize, find the price, pay it, and it's worth it.